Today's video is going to be a review between my Dauphine and my Pochette Metis. Hello ladies, welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. My name is Oxana. If you're new to my channel, welcome again. I usually do review of luxury items. I do lots of also of contemporary designers, if that could be your interest. Sometimes I do review of cosmetics, hairstyle, etc, etc. So if any of these fashion, luxury, styles interest to you, please consider subscribing. You find lots and lots of fun stuff here. Today's video is going to be a review between my Dauphine and my Pochette Metis. But before I start with my Dauphine and Pochette Metis, I have very special things that I want to share with you. It was an absolute surprise. This morning I had a delivery of the items and I was first shocked because I thought, like, Jesus Christ, I didn't order anything, at least that I know. And then when I opened the package, I saw something from the Louis Vuitton. Let me just put these things away. And then when I opened package, I saw something from Louis Vuitton. And I know that I didn't purchase, at least in the last week or so, anything from the Louis Vuitton. And when I opened it up, there was an absolutely pleasant note. First and most, it was handwritten note. And let me just come a little bit closer. It's a handwritten note, which is like an absolute pleasure. It's almost never or seldom in nowadays you receive handwritten note, and obviously the Louis Vuitton picture or photograph, whatever you want to call it, and it says, "Dear Oxana, happy Mother's Day. You deserve this. Here is from Kim and entire Louis Vuitton team, XOXO." It was obviously from my sales associate. It's stunning. When you receive something like that, you know, it's beyond. It's made my day. Let me put it this way. And on top of everything, there was little surprise also over here. So I was like, oh my gosh, let me see what's inside. And I was like really pleasantly surprised. And when I opened it, something that I never seen before, obviously just a little an appreciation. And what I got, it's part of the charm, I'm assuming. Let me just once again come closer to the camera. I can obviously put it maybe on a Christmas tree or even maybe hang on one of my bag charms. And it says Sagittarius because obviously I'm a Sagittarius. And you know, in the red leather, it's really something special. Like, I'm really shocked and pleasantly surprised. That's what I said. Some of these things, it's obviously not the money, but attention is counts. So like I would tell you guys, I spent lots of money at Chanel, at Christian Dior, or many other brands, etc, etc. I never received anything like that in mail. So this is real pleasure to receive something like that. Anyway, let's proceed with the comparison. And today, as I promised, I'm gonna do comparison between my Dauphine and my Pochette Metis. Let me put two things together that you're gonna get a better visual. So here is my new Dauphine. You know, I purchased this bag somewhat recently, and here is my Pochette Metis. I have this bag almost a year. So I'm gonna do a review between these two bags. First and most, let me go over the dimensions. And these two bags, even if you see, they're pretty much almost close in dimensions. So across, it's 9 3/4, both of them 9 3/4. In the height, they both approximately about 7 inches, keeping in mind that I'm taking right from the top of the flap. But where they differ from each other is in the depth. of the bag. The Pochette Metis is roughly about 3 inches and 3/4, I would say. Actually, not even 3/4, 3 inches, 3.5 inches if I'm not stretching it. But Dauphine is about 4 inches and 1/4. So Dauphine is definitely a bit wider, and you can see that. When it comes to, once again, what it's made of, obviously both bags are made of canvas and reverse canvas monogram, but Pochette Metis pretty much everything is canvas. You can see only small pieces of leather on the tabs and on the handle on top, and it's treated black leather. When it comes to Dauphine, it's obviously canvas and reverse canvas, but you have lots of leather because all the parts on the side, etc., it's all leather, and obviously the trim around and the handle, it's already made of leather. Another thing that I find differ between these two bags is obviously because this one with the black leather and this one with the brownish, so it's, although they're both made of reverse monogram and regular monogram, the color, I would say saturation, or color tone, it's somewhat different because this one is obviously more kind of rustic brownish, give the sense, and this one is kind of blackish mustard, like at least that's what it gives me, you know, an assumption of the color. So that would differ. Another thing is that these two bags, in my very humble opinion, give different vibe, because I truly believe you can still dress up Pochette Metis if you want, but I truly believe that Pochette Metis somewhat is more on the casual side, more of the casual look. When it comes to Dauphine, is definitely more dressier, definitely more dressier. It gives more dressier vibe. For sure, for sure, for sure. That's obviously the difference. There is a major difference in the locks. When it comes to Dauphine, it's a magnetic lock, and let me just demonstrate for you. So it's magnetic and it's quite strong. You can hear the, like, you know, the click. It's very, very strong, and, like, you know, I have no worries that if my bag will be open or not, because it's really strong. So that's in the Dauphine. When it comes to the Pochette Metis, you all know it's an S-style lock, and you're pushing on one of the buttons over there and the lock is open, and then to close it you kind of have to find that little hole and press it. So that's what I said. When it comes to this lock, it's a little bit more finicky because you have to find that little like, you know, opening hole where you have to push it. And quite often I notice, because I always try to find that little hole on my actual lock, I get already somewhat visible scratches, like, you know, because of that movement that I constantly do to find that little push button. So that's about it. So obviously you can see the lock styles are different. When it comes to inside, obviously, you know, there is several compartments in the Pochette Metis, and it's lined with the black microfiber lining. The same things is pretty much happening with the Dauphine. Dauphine also has several compartments, and it's also lined with the microfiber lining. In this sense, they are more similar, let's put it this way. In this sense, they are definitely more similar. When it comes to the price point, because this is an extremely important point. So obviously I'm going to refer in Canadian dollars. You can somewhat convert if you want. So in Canadian dollars, Dauphine in this specific style, and it's style, it's 3,700 of Canadian dollars before taxes, and in Toronto we have 13% taxes. When it comes to Pochette Metis, it's 24.40, so it's definitely way less cheaper for the Pochette Metis. I mean, I shouldn't even use word cheaper because when it comes to this item, they're definitely not a cheap items. So it's less expensive for sure for Pochette Metis versus Dauphine bag. But as I mentioned, Dauphine has more leather. The other point that you pay somewhat more extra for the Dauphine, because the handle itself is more versatile. It can be a shoulder, and if you wish, you can unsnap these buttons, and it becomes instantly, and it's very easy to do, it becomes instantly a crossbody bag. You're once again snapping these two buttons right on top, and it becomes crossbody bag. So very versatile. On top of everything, this bag comes also with an additional strap, which is very beautiful chain strap, and I absolutely adore this strap. I think it's has very unique shape, and it's extremely heavy. Let me just come a little bit closer to the camera. You can see that it's very heavy, and like you can feel the weight of this chain, and the design is absolutely stunning. What I love also about this chain, that I actually wear it several times as a necklace. You can also put it on your jeans, etc., you know, as a belt. It could be an absolute complement to any outfit if you're wearing Louis Vuitton, and most Louis Vuitton comes with a gold finish of the hardware. Or obviously you can use it on the bag. But I frankly don't like to mix two straps. It's my very personal preference. I know some of the ladies, they're keeping this metal chain just as an additional decor and design on the bag. I find it's a little bit too busy, but obviously if you want to take off the leather strap, it becomes very dressy evening bag. You can go for any special occasion and or convert from day to night very easily. So that's what's happening with the theme. And obviously you can see the price point is more expensive. When it comes to Pochette Metis, it comes just with one, obviously, shoulder strap that can be adjusted either as the shoulders or crossbody. But I find that this strap is very stiff, so I personally don't like it at all. And when I said yes, it's less expensive, but for myself to actually use this bag to my absolute pleasure, I purchased an additional strap from Louis Vuitton, and this strap by itself, it's more than $700. So I would say if I'm gonna add to the price of the bag, this bag pretty much becomes like $3,200, like, you know, once again before taxes, if I'm gonna add the cost of the strap for me to use with the pleasure this bag. But once again, it's just my personal preferences. I would know many ladies who enjoy this reverse monogram strap with the Pochette Metis, and they have no problem. It's just once again my absolute personal preferences. Another difference between these two bags, that obviously Pochette Metis has an additional back pocket where you can keep your cell phone or something that you want to reach easier, and obviously it has a top handle. The Dauphine bag doesn't have such features on the back, or obviously it doesn't have the top handle. That would be the difference between these two bags. So the verdict, if I would have choose today, if I would have choose between these two bags, I mean, I'm very grateful that I have both of these options. But if I would have choose today, absolutely today only, I would definitely gonna choose the Dauphine. I find that this bag is a bit more well made. I don't know if I even could say, I can see way better substantial like a quality of the leather, of everything, of the workmanship, etc, etc. So I would definitely choose the thin. The versatility of the bag, the usability of the bag, I love everything about this bag. I love history, that it's actually a remake of the older version of the thin bag. So I would definitely choose the thin. Would I say, hey, I don't want to have a Pochette Metis in my collection anymore? No, absolutely not. I still love my Pochette Metis. I find it's absolutely perfect bag for traveling. Like, you know, I can squish it very easily, pack it into my suitcase. Like, there is no substitute for this bag per se. But if I would have choose just one, and I have absolutely no options for the second one, I would choose my Dauphine bag. But I'm very, very grateful that I have my Pochette Metis. So that's about it for today, you know, for today comparison between two of my bags, my new Dauphine bag and my older Pochette Metis bag. If you have, guys, any further questions, please do not hesitate. Put your comments below and I will gladly answer all your questions. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. If you like the video, please don't forget to give me thumbs up. And if you enjoy my channel in general, please, please, please consider subscribing. I hope to see you again on my channel, and until our next meeting, bye bye.